Hello, my beautiful butterflies, and welcome to the November 2020 free meditation from Intuitive Butterfly. I hope that you're all ready for this month's meditation. This month, we're going to look at boundaries that are self-imposed, boundaries that we don't even know that we've put up in our lives, boundaries from our subconscious mind. These boundaries prevent us from moving forward. They leave us living in a state of fear. These boundaries prevent us from obtaining the abundance that we want in our life, whether that abundance is financial or family and relationships. So this month, during your meditation, we'll help you to see some of the boundaries and lift your self-imposed restrictions. So in order to start, find yourself in a beautiful, relaxed state. Get yourself comfortable, preferably in a seated or semi-seated position. We don't want you completely lying down because the idea is not to fall completely asleep. But where we want you to be is halfway between sleep and the awake. So today we're going to start by having you close your eyes just as soon as you wish. The induction today is going to be a little bit different from previous times. So just as soon as you're ready, close your eyes. And what I'd like you to do for now is to imagine that right in front of you, within your arm's reach, is a blackboard. So when you're ready, allow your heavy eyelids to close and imagine the blackboard. See the blackboard in your mind's eye. Imagine it. Maybe you see an old-fashioned type of blackboard or a slate one. You could imagine one of the new green boards. Whatever color your blackboard is, it is your blackboard. See it in your mind's eye. Your blackboard may have a metal frame or a wood frame. It doesn't really matter. Whatever frame you see in your mind's eye, it is part of your blackboard. Now maybe you see your blackboard pretty clearly in your mind's eye, but maybe you don't. Just imagine that you see it. The same purpose is served. Imagine you see a couple of pieces of chalk and an eraser. Maybe you see all of this, and maybe you don't. If you don't see all of this, you can just imagine that you're seeing it. Now, in the center of the blackboard is a large circle of chalk. A large circle about 12 or 14 inches in diameter. Maybe you see this circle, and maybe you don't see it. But if you don't see it, just imagine that you can see it. It really doesn't make any difference at all whether you see it or merely imagine that you see it. Now let's move forward. Inside the circle, see a large X drawn in chalk. It's drawn in a manner that the X entirely fills the circle. It fills it completely. The 4 feet or the 4 ends of the X touch the circle at 4 points. Now I'd like you to imagine that you are reaching over to the eraser. Pick up the eraser. And you are going to erase the X that is inside the circle. Don't do it just yet, because this is not going to be very easy. The circle is filled with the X, and because the X touches the circle at all 4 points, it's very important that you do not damage the circle when erasing the X. We don't want to make this too easy, because the X touches the circle. So my suggestion to you is that you use a corner of the eraser. Make a small break near each foot or end of the X where it touches the circle. Do it now, carefully, in your mind's eye. Do the same thing with each of the 4 ends of the X, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. What you have done, in effect, is to have separated the X from the circle, so that you can now safely erase the 2 lines. Now the circle is blank on the inside, except for the smudges left of the chalk where the X used to be. So now, pick up a piece of chalk. I'd like you to draw a capital A, the letter A, inside of the circle carefully. Make it about half the size of the circle. Just see it in your mind's eye, in your imagination. And erase the A. And now, draw in the letter B. And then erase the letter B. And with each letter of the alphabet, as you erase it, your body goes into a state of relaxation, deeper and deeper relaxation. Now make the letter C and erase the letter C and allow your body to relax. Continue with the letter D. Write the letter D and then erase it and relax. Once you start to do that, and from this point forward, you don't need to listen to me anymore. By that, I mean, you don't need to make any effort to listen to me. I will be talking, of course, and you will be hearing me. But there won't be any instructions, just some stories to tell. Don't try to follow what I'm saying really, really closely. Your subconscious mind will pick up exactly what I'm saying, but your conscious mind doesn't need to. So write the letter E on your blackboard. And as you erase it, relax. Your job is to keep going right straight through the alphabet, making and erasing each letter in succession, paying little attention to what I'm saying. Once you have finished the whole job, once you have made and erased the letter Z, you will be in such a deep, deep state of relaxed bliss. You'll still hear my voice, you'll hear my words, and you will integrate what you are hearing into your conscious life, because this is going directly into your subconscious mind. So continue with your alphabet. Continue making and erasing the letters. And as you do, we're going to tell a little story. I wonder if you are familiar with fences, especially those electric fences that are out in farmers' fields. Electric fences that are often used with horses. These fences have a few tiny strands of wire, and through that wire goes a current of electricity. Not the kind of electricity that's dangerous, just the kind that gives you a little buzz or a jolt. It feels like static electricity, the kind of static electricity you get from walking on rugs, a sudden sharp spark. These wires stretch all around the field, and as the horses walk from place to place, they quickly learn where they can and can't go, where they don't want to venture for fear of that little zap. All it takes is a few brushes up against the wire, a few sudden, startling zaps. And being very smart animals, the horses learn to look but not touch. They learn so well, in fact, that after a while, a farmer can actually turn off the electricity or even replace the wires with a thin string. And all of these horses stay put, fenced in by nothing at all. They stop in their tracks just by the thought, by the feeling that some places are just plain off limits. They stay safe, even though there's nothing holding them in. As long as they stay put, they stay satisfied. But they are wild horses. Are they really satisfied behind this barrier? A barrier that's not truly a barrier. It is an invisible barrier or boundary that is created by the mind. But once a horse goes through it, then soon all the rest of the horses will follow behind, and that barrier is shattered and broken with no restraints on where they can go next. But where to go is the next problem. A problem that everyone faces, but not everyone knows how to solve. It's probably why you can earn a fortune these days, telling people their fortunes and giving advice on what they should do. We don't know how a horse knows where to go, but we do know that once they know where they are going, once they realize that the barrier was invisible, it is difficult to stop the horse or to rein them in. Because once a tired, hungry horse sees that a stable or a barn at the bottom of the hill is where they want to be, all you have to do is give the horse free rein and it will take you there just as quickly and surely as it can. Because it wants to be comfortable. It wants to be fed. And once it knows where to go, once the horse knows how to get what it wants, even an imaginary boundary that can be leapt over, nothing will stop them from getting to that goal. What fun to hold on tight and just let a wild horse run, trusting that it will take you swiftly and surely to where you want to be. That is a pleasure that every child can treasure if they allow themselves to do so. It is possible for you to go beyond barriers into the possibilities. All barriers that we put up are invisible. So right now, as I speak to your subconscious mind, I want you to know that the gateways to wisdom and learning are always open. And more you are choosing to walk through them. Barriers, blocks, obstacles, and problems are personal teachers giving you the opportunity to move out of the past and into the totality of the possibilities of your life. You can stretch your mind. Think of the highest good imaginable. As your mind can conceive more good, barriers and blocks dissolve. As your mind realizes that all barriers are invisible barriers, just like the wild horse's invisible barriers, blocks dissolve. Your life becomes full of little miracles popping up out of the blue. Every now and then you give yourself permission to do absolutely nothing but sit, be still, be open to the divine wisdom. For you are a student of life. You love life, especially as the barriers and boundaries in your life dissolve. And now you can listen to me consciously once more. In a moment, it's going to be time to wake up, to come back. And when you do, you will have a renewed sense of opportunities, of open doors in your life. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, watch the boundaries in your own life dissolve. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I arrive at 5, you will be fully awake, fully alert, and ready to go about the rest of your day, knowing that new doors and new opportunities are open to you at every turn. And so now we begin. 1, 2, 3, beginning to wake up, feeling wonderful in every way, feeling alert, wiggling your fingers and toes. 4, starting to feel energy back in the larger muscle groups in your body, wiggling and moving yourself about. And 5, fully awake, eyes wide open, fully alert. And so now, sit for a moment. Allow yourself to reacquaint to your surroundings. Have a look around. Place your feet firmly on the ground and feel Mother Earth below your feet. Have another great big morning stretch. And when you're ready, go about your day. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. My name is Marnie McBain, and I am Intuitive Butterfly. I look forward to sharing meditation with you once again next month in December of 2020.